This is a leaf, and this is a child learning about the leaf. And we decided to homeschool with just botany for an entire month. Just botany. Well, except math, Bible, and piano. Like those took a little bit of time. But most of the day took up botany. I did this because I wanted to see if it was true that when kids studied, like in a unit study fashion, one subject at one time, if they learned more, engaged more, immersed themselves more, and just flat out enjoyed it more. Because that's all the stuff that I hear when it comes to unit study. So I thought I'd try it for a month. And we happen to use Apologia. Apologia has a curriculum. It's kind of like a unit study on botany. We did use the first edition, not the second edition, because when I went online, there really wasn't that much of a difference, just kind of updated, and I had the first edition, so that's why I used that one. I also printed out the free printables that Apologia, they have a code at the front of the book that you can use to get those and download those. I did not, however, use the journal that you can purchase along with the curriculum. It's a good journal though. We just didn't use it this time. Plus I just wanted to immerse them in, get their hands dirty, so to speak, with stuff.
The bees can see the nectar, but we cannot see the nectar. Only the bees can see the nectar and the flowers.
Ultraviolet.
Yeah,
well, it's
because
not ultraviolet. You can't see ultraviolet, but look at how there's an arrow. There's an arrow pointing to what?
Point to the pollen.
To the nectar.
Yeah.
So the bees can drink the nectar.
To drink the nectar because they need to survive. And also some get stuck to like the belly or the bottom of them.
You can see this caterpillar's eyes.
And then what happened is when they're going to another flower, then all the pollen gets off and more pollen gets on them.
Good job.
Ethan, can you tell me what you're doing?
I'm making something on butterflies, writing a paragraph on butterflies.
Right, and you're reading from the book on your own? Yes. Now with this lesson on pollination, I actually sat with them and I read through it. There's a couple of projects in here. Like this one, they have to design their own plant. But what I did here when we got to each of these different animals that pollinate, insects and animals that pollinate the plants, is each of them they're supposed to draw. This was actually a free resource. But what I did, there were 5 of them, a total of 5. I divided them up. So the boys got 2 and Hannah got 1. And they each had a chance to work on it, which he's still working on his, and then present it to the rest of us. So I actually didn't go through and read all of this straight through. They read it on their own and did their presentation on their own.
Done. Okay, I know a lot about moths and how some of them, when they land on a tree with their wings closed, it looks like an owl peeking around the side of a tree.
Yeah, it can. They have camouflage. And when Hannah actually did her project, she did a hummingbird. She only did 1. The boys did 2. We had her watch some videos, and I also read the section in the book out loud to her. She gave me 3 facts, and you're going to go through.
It's a video with a baby hummingbird.
Baby hummingbird. She's fascinated with animals. We're going to have her do copy work now on the hummingbirds, but she drew this cute little hummingbird.
And then there's a flower.
There's a flower.
On the back.
Oh, you also drew, yeah, you drew a flower on the back too. Here's Isaac's project. You didn't color it. Are you going to color it?
No.
No? You need to color it. Oh, tell me about your eyeball.
So it's the eyeball plant, and it has a rose. It has like a looking like rose in the middle, and then it has vines that go up.
And it looks like an eyeball. Mm-hmm. And it's called the what?
The eyeball plant.
I did, of course, plan ahead for all the experiments and activities. Just anything that we did, made sure I had the supplies. So this was the bean that we stuck in the pantry. What does it look like?
This has already a leaf.
I did, if I felt that the chapter needed a little bit more, I went to Pinterest and the Googles. Okay, and this was the bean that was what?
2 leaves already.
Outside.
This is the bean that was...
2 leaves already.
Yeah, this one has 2. Okay, this is the bean that was outside.
It actually baked the beans.
It baked the beans. We probably should have kept it inside and just put it on the window so the sun could see it. This is disgusting. Yeah, it just baked the bean and it really smells bad. So note to self and note to you,
Don't put the bean outside. Just put it in the windowsill.
So today we are on lesson 5. We're working on fruits. This book covers so many rich topics when it comes to botany. It's not just about going outside and gardening and learning about the soil and how to water your plants and
Yes, sticky seeds inside.
So today we're doing fruit, right? Hannah, can you tell me what you're drawing?
I'm drawing an apple.
And plant them in the ground. It's a lot about how the plant is actually created with the stem and the roots and the...
This is a watermelon. This is the grapes that I drew.
So these are different kinds of fruit.
Yeah, that's a
They're
pepper,
different.
berry, and then a pomegranate and an apple.
The little mouths on the leaves and the different types of flowers and herbs and trees and all that kind of stuff. It's a lot more than just gardening and going outside. Yes, they have many, many tiny mouths, but you probably haven't seen the little mouths because they are microscopic. That means they're too small to see with your eyes. Almost every day we had some kind of activity or experiment or just something to do that wasn't just bookwork, like every day. Every single day, whether it's checking up on something. A microscope is an amazing tool to have in your home. If you don't have one, great tool to have. Make sure it's not a cheap one. I'll try to stick a link down below of a really good microscope, but you need to have a microscope if you plan on doing science. Now you can borrow some from the library, but if you really like science, it's probably worth the investment to get a good microscope. I don't think this is going to... Oh.
What?
Stomas.
Isaac's fingers.
They're all the little, like, you can see them, they're little lines.
It's like each of those lines are connected to another line, which are connected to another line until they're like...
What do I see? Wow, it's green. Do you want to look?
Don't worry, Naomi. Want it?
No, let her do it on her own. Do you see it? Is it green? So today we are doing the chapter on roots, which I think is like lesson 7 or 8, but we talked about roots, now we're looking at the microscope. Okay, Hannah, tell me what you see.
I see a bunch of black stuff, and I see them like touching black dots, like hundreds and hundreds of black dots. You have to like get it focused.
So we are doing this project right here. Ethan?
Okay, so since the carrots is a root, it's going to absorb the water through little tubes that are inside the top that go through the whole carrot and appear at the top, which usually the water droplets come up and go to the top. But this one we've cut off the top, so it's going to go and they're going to stay right up here. So there's going to be a little blue dot.
So that's your hypothesis. That's what you think is going to happen.
Yes.
Okay.
Since it is a root.
So today what we're going to do is we're actually going to sit down after dinner and just read through a bunch of botany-themed books that we got from the library that Apologia suggested. Oh, flying ahead while strolling on the nearby... Uh-oh, grab that, Ethan. Einer Thunderbolt puffed his pedal as he pedaled by her, right, Hannah?
Today we're going to make dandelion tea.
I'll be honest, I am kind of inspired to get some dandelions. Maybe plant some dandelion in my garden. Do some dandelion root coffee, dandelion tea. I've never done it before. I know I've had it, but I never actually did it from scratch. All right, let's check out our carrot. What do you see?
So it has these little dots at the top, so Ethan was kind of right.
Let me see.
It's blue everywhere.
It's blue. There's like a ring of blueness. There you go. Ethan was right. Okay, let me show you some books that we actually reserved at the library to kind of help us through this botany journey, which I got from the Apologia book. It has in the front like a book extra code that you type in, and then they give you a book list within all the little resources that they have. Stellaluna, Honeybee Man, The Bee Tree. This is a book on plants. Level 1 reader, something that Hannah's gonna read to me. Flip, Float, Fly. Honey and Hive. Summer Birds. Brilliant Bees. Animals Help Plants. This is another one that Hannah's gonna read to me. To Be Like Sun. Lola Plants a Garden. And there's more coming. It's almost like an endless supply of books from that library that we have. Good job, Isaac. Some of the activities actually included Play-Doh or molding clay, which is great because I knew this was an opportunity to engage all of my children at the same time, especially my youngest, who is 4 years old. She was able to get her hands in it with her brothers and sisters. Show me, Naomi. Now, she didn't necessarily do the same experiment with us, but honestly, it didn't really matter. I mean, she was working on her pushing and pulling and fine motor skills. I mean, Play-Doh is really great for everyone when it comes to working your fine motor skills. Pushing, pulling, squishing, pushing, cutting, pinching, all that fun stuff that you can do with Play-Doh. You're doing pink, right? Say pink. Pink. Now push by yourself. Can you push by yourself? Yeah, you definitely got to mix the colors there.
Yeah.
So every Wednesday and Thursday, we take my youngest daughter to her therapy sessions, and there is a large field in the back. We're out in this area, field, playing, and the kids have kind of made this their home. I know it's not much of a field. It's a retention pond, but it's dry right now. It's usually dry.
Show them the campfire.
Oh, they want to show you what they actually have here that they've worked on for weeks. This is their campfire. It's a fake campfire, but it's their campfire. You're gonna light it one day.
Yeah. Once Sawyer gets me a flint and steel bracelet.
Oh, well, we'll have to chat about that. What's this, Hannah?
With a pocket knife on it.
Uh-huh, we're gonna have to chat about that. It's a bridge. Let's talk about this bridge that you guys made.
Okay, first of all, this is all clay, and we're putting it on this so that it will hold the sticks together. They're like, okay, Hannah.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side, our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun.
I see this all the time.
Point to Ethan.
We know what we have, let's hold on tight.
Oh, you were with me when we went to the Dominican Republic. No, okay, so we went and there was this guy and he shook the tree. I paid him money to shake a tree, get a coconut, cut off the top and stick a straw in it so I could drink the coconut juice right off the tree. Well, not off the tree, but off the coconut that was off the tree.
We don't need no more.
Just like what we read about.
Even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm. Before I sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon. Side by side and through. No limit to what we can do. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. Oh, you and I, we got it. We don't need no
Can you blow it? It doesn't blow, but can you smell it? Can you smell it? Hey.
Okay, time out. Now, I didn't want to just end this video abruptly, even though that's kind of what we did with the botany unit study. Why? Okay, seriously, I had these huge plans to have this amazing butterfly garden. We had researched it, looked up plants, knew where we want to go, knew where we were going to place the butterfly garden in our backyard, but I also realized that the Homeowners Association would not be too thrilled about this, especially since we weren't getting our fence up until the end of the month. So we decided to postpone it. And now it's summer. And summer is not, you know, butterfly garden season in Florida. So we had big dreams, and I think we're gonna do it next year. Why not? It's a review. Let's call it a review. We do that to ourselves, right? Review things randomly with the seasons. I'm just trying to make myself feel better because I feel really bad because it didn't happen. But let me talk about what I did learn with doing Apologia, or actually Botany, for an entire month. One, I kept things very flexible for myself. I didn't tie myself to doing every little detail in the book, every little requirement that the book actually required. We had fun, okay? And I really, really love it. In fact, I did it again. I just started doing Greece, ancient Greece. We're doing ancient Greece right now. It's so much fun. And the kids do learn, they do engage, and what's even funnier is they make up little activities on their own for themselves to do. For example, my kids, my boys, actually closed off the house and divided it into two sections. One was Sparta, the other one was Athens, and they kind of ran around like trying to defeat each other in a war. But it was so cool because they were engaged, they were learning, they were enjoying the material, and all those little details that we usually don't pay attention to when we're doing it, you know, 15 minutes a day, they're actually retaining because they're repeating it through their mind and they're absorbed in it. That's actually kind of how we learn as adults, if you really think about it. We get kind of hyper-focused on one thing at a time, one project at a time, instead of just like, we try to, at least. We should. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me that does that. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. Do you do that too? And quite honestly, like every prediction that I had that I mentioned at the beginning of the video is completely true. They were engaged, they were immersed, they retained a lot of the information, and they enjoyed it. I didn't give a test, but I did do some assessments like asking questions, having conversations in the car, thinking of different projects, and finding out that they used a lot of those words. Like photosynthesis, man, that's a big word, and I don't think I really learned how to use that word until I was in college. But my kids are using it now because I made them say it like 20 million times because it's a really funny word to say. Photosynthesis, photosynthesis, say it like 20 times fast. And obviously my kids liked it because they actually felt like they didn't do much schoolwork, even though I knew that they were. Kind of make our schooling a little bit like this. Maybe change up some things that I had planned from, you know, back in May. It's totally okay to change things up. Our lives have definitely changed up, especially with Naomi and situations with her therapy and how we're going to approach her education and therapies. A lot of things, guys. Some other things that were beneficial to doing homeschooling in kind of like this unit study type fashion, it was low stress. Seriously, instead of planning like 15 different subjects for 4, 5, 6 kids that you may have, I just did one big chunk. What was also nice is that I was teaching all of them at the same time, like all of them, even Naomi. They were all engaged. So that's easier on you, but what's neat is they learn to work together as a team, work together as a family. That's character building. It was also low cost. I didn't have to go out there buying all the stuff. Thank you guys for watching. I hope I've inspired you a little bit to maybe try something like this in your home. Yeah, do it. Do it! It's so much fun. But I'm gonna stick some videos around my face right now. If you don't know anything about our channel and you just fell upon us randomly just now, check us out. I upload twice a week, but I'm all about sharing this journey with you guys. I learn from you. It's an awesome community. So for real, click on that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and I will see you in our next video. Bye.